All right, we're ready.
Gibby, I'm telling you, when is the last time you've seen muscles like that on the moose?
We call them moose muscles.
I think we're going right there. Moose muscles.
Yeah, we're just going to have a bunch of T-shirts. One's got to be moose muscles.
Yeah.
Moose muscles, yeah. I'm down for that.
Live from the Justin Livestream Network studios, Scrib and Gib.
Well, it's been a while, and since April 14th, I think is the last time we dropped
Stats man.
a podcast. I tell you what, look at the pipes on the Moose Man over there.
I know it.
I mean, we had that big sponsorship fall through. It was unfortunate of Muscle Man or whatever, but now we're just going to start our new energy drink like Moose Man.
You guys would laugh.
Well,
I took one.
You did?
Yeah, but I just shouldn't have. I don't know.
Of what? Your muscles?
Did you do one of those, like, stand in front of the mirror in your underwear pictures?
I did.
You should do those.
No,
I mean, they're inspirational. Well, I mean, I think not so much you, Scribner, but
Scribner just wants to talk about it because he's just like, I don't know how to get those.
What, the pictures?
standing there in his little BVDs.
The muscles.
Or the muscles. Well, yeah. Well, I know how to get.
BVDs is whitey tighties.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a lot of work, and I'm not going to be. I probably won't put that much work.
You
in.
whitey-tighty guy? You are, aren't you?
Heck yeah.
You hadn't graduated?
For real?
No, I'm not. But I used to always. No, I'm not.
You got the high-end tights on, don't you, buddy?
He's
He does.
I
Those
always-
old white ones, the old Hainsers.
He's got his name wrote on the backside
Hey.
too, in the elastic strap.
No,
Lindsay.
he puts them on the little tag.
Lindsay writes Scribner on there.
Well, which is kind of funny is I used to tell my kids that because I used to be. I'm not kidding. I used to be, and I always say, you know, they're nice when I inherited them from my dad because I always got the bacon strips in them already.
Only up in Turtle Lake.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Times were
we are
tight.
never gonna fit. We're never gonna forget that.
I mean, at the end of
Times
the
were
day,
tight.
Times
were tight because we don't have the money like down here in,
Yeah.
Linda's,
Star
JLS
Prairie, right.
Insurance. I mean, look at
Right,
that. You're sponsored by the Hurley Company for crying out
Yeah,
loud.
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, we got to just talk some sports. And one thing we're going to get into is we're going to always touch on Tiger sports, and we're going to get to the second half. But we got to, I mean, Gibby, where were you a couple weeks ago?
The NFL draft.
Yeah.
You guys both were, weren't you?
Yeah, we both were there. And it was held at Lambeau Field. I mean, that's where it should be held every year.
They said at first I didn't know, Scrib, like, is this gonna go well? You know, I mean, it's just so different, right? With not a ton of hotels or not a ton of, but man, they said it was unbelievable.
Yeah, they said projections, they're anywhere between 250 to 400. At the end of the day, they said over 600,000 people attended. And, we were there. We were part of the attendance. It was crazy. It was fun.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun. It was low key, though. We got down there on Wednesday and got situated into our house. We were about 3 houses down from Lambeau, so it was great.
Yeah.
Thanks to one of our sponsors, or Gibby's Lanes.
Gibby's Lanes, yep.
We were very fortunate. And, I mean, it was cool, right? We were right there. But it was interesting, Moose. We walked down around maybe 11 o'clock, just down by the stadium to see all the PM.
Yeah.
See all the action on a Wednesday night. Dead.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see anybody except
On what day?
workers. Wednesday night. We just thought people would be out. Now, we didn't go down to the other side, the east side, where all the, stadium view, all the
Yeah,
bars
I think
are
there
at.
was people probably out partying or whatever.
But just in general, it was a really low-key evening around the...
And it was beautiful.
And it was
the nicest day
yeah.
of the whole draft.
Yeah, which was kind of a bummer because then it got a little chillier every day. But we ran into a couple of Gibby's friends, Method Man. But we did meet some interesting people that night.
You guys
There
did
was
do
a-
a live, or you did
there-
a post.
Yeah, we did
there
do
was
a
some
live.
Facebook and watch.
And there was some interesting folks down there.
Yeah.
I mean,
That-
you're going to run into them anywhere you go, but...
Yeah. But it was great.
Turtle Lake.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of running into people, we went to the Legacy Hotel, which for anybody who hasn't been down in Green Bay lately, it's right behind Stadium View.
Yep.
Brand new hotel.
Brand new.
Super fancy, really nice. We ran into Sean Jones.
Yep.
Ian Rappaport.
Yep.
Kid, which
Kid
kind of,
from Kid and Play.
Okay, I forgot about that. Kid from... I forgot.
You did not.
Yes, we did. I
that's pretty
100% forgot about that, buddy.
Kid
He's the tube head one.
tube head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for
But
explaining
and
that.
it's funny if you Google his picture, he looks just the same. And what's interesting, I don't know the gig. He must be friends with Sean Jones because that's who he's hanging around the whole time
Oh.
with. Both days. But yeah, just sitting there, not saying much.
Oh, God.
But it was a good time. And but at the hotel, right? That's where they were saying Roger Goodell was supposed to be, was staying there, is what they said. Tons of people there. We hung out there a lot, and it was fun. What was neat about that place, though, Strand, because I know you don't know that area that well, but you look straight down towards the stadium. The stage was to our right. We couldn't see there because the stage faced the stadium, but it was really cool. It was a cool view and just the vibe. The vibe. Unfortunately for us, I'll admit it was my fault. We went down there. We walked back. We had steaks ready for us when we got back about 5 o'clock to our house. Again,
Seriously?
thanks to
Yes, it was
Jamie
unbelievable.
from Gibby's Lanes,
Gibby's
man.
Lanes.
So you go out all day, and then you come back, and there's steaks.
I mean,
we walked by the stadium. Some people wanted to go in right away and see it. And we were like, let's go check out what's going on. And that's
The
our plan
festivities.
was to kind of walk around the whole thing. And then we were walking around. We were going to try to go up Lombardi Avenue. They said, you got to do this. And then we ran into these people like, hey, there's a bunch of NFL players over here. And we're like, well, what do you want to do? You want to walk all the way
Drew
around?
Brees was there.
So we're just like, well, let's go see what's going on. And Gibby had mentioned it. He had stayed there, during a game last year. So we're like, let's go check it out. But it was cool because you just could see a lot. And it was fun. And then we got back, we had steak. And then we're getting ready to go. We're going to go and all right, we go up there, get in around 6. We're in line. Nobody's walking in, basically.
No,
And I'm
it's
like,
dead.
Gibby, I left my phone. And you have to have your phone, we thought, technically.
yeah, right.
So I literally run back. I'm talking 5 minutes. And Gibby and everybody said is when I left, they turned back around and they had just paused due to capacity. And just like that, it was backed up. So the time I get back there, so we waited for 30 minutes.
At least.
So it
And then
goes
we're
from not being busy to
Yeah.
And there's people filing out, but I still think they were
They're
over
at-
capacity. So
They
205,000.
had, if you looked at I
Yeah.
just looked at the aerial views of what they had going on, and there was people everywhere.
Well, that's the thing is, unfortunately, I got a lot of grief from only one person, Gibby, of
Well,
course.
should. Well, yeah.
But when we got back and we looked, when you saw it, it was like, it's fine. We had food and beverages and bathrooms. There was there.
It
and
actually was
fine.
best. We had 2 of our friends that actually were in that mess, and they left
'Cause
early. Within the top 10 picks, they're like, it's just too much.
Now we also did have a friend, and we're gonna go up there. We're gonna do a podcast from
Yes, we
the
are.
largest 49ers fan in Wisconsin, our friend Gilby.
Yes.
And we'll just talk a little bit about it. He got tickets sent to him from the 49ers, so he was up in front. So when the 49ers do the first pick and they zoom into all the 49ers fans right underneath it, you'll see a guy doing a little dance.
dancing.
That's our
Oh,
friend Gilby. So that was kind of cool.
It was,
That's
it was
really
awesome.
cool,
I mean,
actually.
he was on there a lot.
Yeah, he was on there a lot.
He was the face of the franchise
Yeah.
for the draft. So
Which that tells you where that franchise is. It's going downhill.
Gilby, still invite. Oh, I'll come up, Gilby. You don't have to invite him.
Well,
Moose and I'll come up.
There was a lot of ribbon going on, so it was
just
fun.
a little bit of ribbon.
But the nice thing about it is we did have Burquam, Matt Burquam, everybody knows him in town. His kid and some other New Richmond former students did go in. They only waited in 30 minutes after we had left, so they're in there by 7:30. So we could have, but it worked out good. And then we went downtown that night, and that was crazy. But not as crazy as we thought, right? We thought there'd be
Yeah.
more people, but it was just fun. Everybody was jacked up. Just they enjoyed the atmosphere of the draft, the outdoors part. It was cool. Then
People,
go
people
on.
are always asking me about it. Would you do it again? I wouldn't travel to go to that thing. We're talking out of the state. I'd maybe go to Green Bay and do it again because that was a pretty good
10
time.
years if it's back in Green Bay.
But you got to
Well-
think we got a great deal on the house. Jamie did, and thankful for that. And then for the most part, we ate and did all of our
Meals right
beverage and meals right at our house, so it didn't cost us that much
No.
money, really.
No.
But I think if you were going to have to travel to, say, next year it's in Pittsburgh, and you're going to fly out there, so you got your airline
it's
tickets,
not worth
you
a
got
couple
your stay,
$1,000s to go.
It'd
do
be
it.
at least that.
But
The only-
would it be worth it if you're spending
Well,
$3-4 grand to go to the draft?
Maybe once. I don't know. That maybe
But
it got
the-
spoiled now that we did it here.
So
but-
what we plan to go is when it's down in Orlando, Tampa area, so we can stay
Yeah.
at Gibby's place. Because what would be nice is we're all saying, you already said it, right? It was a great setup. It was really neat how the stage is kind of back, the back of the stage is part of the Resch Center and the Hall of Fame. And then, the stage is facing out towards Lambeau Field, and they had Lambeau Field open. It was a great setup how they could tie it all in.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that is, we're all sitting here, and you already said, I was like, it was great. We haven't seen or have anything to compare it to. So it'd be fun to go to another one that's kind of like that, Moose, right?
Yeah.
Like Chicago is different, When they had it in Vegas, that's cool, but it's the casino. There's no football atmosphere. So
Right.
I think it'd be neat to go to a Philly, a Pittsburgh, even a Tampa would be cool.
Yep.
Yeah, even Jacksonville. I wouldn't care any of those, but
Miami.
it'd be neat to see that, just to say, was it that good? Arizona would be another fun one because there's a lot around that stadium, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Just something that we thought. But yeah, we saw some people. Man, they had fun. I mean, I think that's the day. And then we did go in day 2, and that was kind of cool. We watched the first 15 picks on day 2.
Yeah, it was good.
And it was neat.
Saw Packers pick, and
It was kind of neat
good.
because the crowd was into it. The wrestler, what's the guy's name?
was it? It wasn't Roman Reigns.
No, but part of that group.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck's his name now?
Anywho,
I'll think of it. He was a big Bears fan, so he came out there. He ribbed the crowd pretty good, and it was riled them up. But it was kind of neat. Anytime they said anything about the Bears, constant booze.
oh yeah. Well, Clay let it off.
Yeah, Clay let it off.
Clay let it off.
And
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was
I heard it
really
was
My fellow
off script.
Americans.
Off
Yeah.
script that he did that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my fellow Americans. So that was pretty cool.
Rollins. That's Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Yeah.
So that was neat, and I tell you, I mean, they had a ton of former players, stars, just people.
Right.
Up by that Legacy Hotel, we ran into Kenny Clark. It was cool.
Yeah. Kenny Clark was
Ran
there
into
too.
people that knew the Stellrights in town. Some long, from Spooner, Wisconsin. So it was just neat.
It was awesome.
But we were walking on day 2, Moose. We were walking, and we ran into the Elmers from town right away. Former Richmond people, Lindsay's relatives, ran into them within.
The hockey coaches?
Yeah, Justin and his brother
Derek?
Derek, yeah.
Derek.
And then their family and extended people, and
Yeah.
ran into some of my wife's sisters. The Frenchies, Dan French, who lives over there in Green Bay. So it was cool.
Yeah.
Ran into a lot of people. It was fun. So highly recommend it if it's ever in Green Bay. I think that's what we're getting.
For sure.
We're getting
For
here,
sure.
but it was a neat experience.
Yep.
Glad we got to do it, but glad I got out of there on Saturday morning.
Yeah. No,
Because it was a long day.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of people walk left. Watched a lot of people sleep. Gimme.
Hold on.
What is?
So Scribner
there.
thought he should share his life story with everybody, and I fell asleep. I've heard it so many times.
Repping his
I'm
Green
like,
Bay.
You know what
He's
I
got
mean?
his Green Bay jacket. He gets
Yeah,
the Green
I
Bay
mean-
jersey underneath. Like,
I'm just
go, Pack, go.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would say that, because at this point in time, I don't know if you know this. This is when actually the NFL draft, they started talking about the Vikings Super Bowl.
Oh, that's maybe why. I fell
And
asleep.
instantly,
Between that and Scribner's
instantly he
story,
fell
life story,
asleep because he knew.
You can fall asleep like that
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was a short story if it was
It
the
was a
Vikings
sh-
Super
yeah,
Bowl.
it
It
was a short
was,
story.
but they were talking about all the sob stories about it, and he instantly fell asleep. And he's like, "Wake me up when it's something
When it's
fun."
over. Yeah.
So we did.
Yeah.
We did, and we had fun.
Yeah, we did.
That's the thing. So
But anyways, on to Tiger Sports.
Tiger
The draft's good.
Sports.
Go to it. It was a good time.
We're
But
repping
anyways.
a new, in honor of Suns Out, Guns Out.
Oh,
look
yeah.
at that.
The
That
Tigers.
right there. So is that the new Tiger sponsored by Moose?
Moose Muscles. Moose Muscles. Tiger Athletics.
Wow.
I love it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more of the hands behind the head flex.
Are you?
Yeah.
Now let's see it. You talked about it. Show us what you got.
The hands behind the head flex. That's classic.
Gets them nice and tight right in here.
Yeah. All right, Tiger Sports. Well, we're gonna start with we're gonna start right with the Moose Man himself. So we were gonna talk about it earlier, it just didn't happen. So there he is. I'm telling you, this softball girl, she went 3 for 3
Yeah.
home runs,
I know it. Bombs.
bombs,
Dingers.
and
Dingers.
we are wondering who is the father of that girl.
Yeah.
Do you know, Moose?
I know him.
Yeah.
Danny knows him better.
That's pretty awesome.
Jeez.
That's pretty
It's the
awesome.
only one. It's Justin Strand. So Gracie Strand, the only athlete. Sorry, there was one, but he's washed up now. He's old, right?
Yeah. She takes after her brother. How's that?
Yeah. So Gracie Strand hit 3 home runs, 1, 2, 3 in a row, and then they decided to walk her.
Not a bad decision.
So
Yeah.
that's the softball. So the softball season's been going pretty well. That was a 5 home run night. 3 by Gracie Strand, 1 by Briar Blitz, and 1 by Jordan Von Wald. But the team's been playing really well. Young, but they're coming
Their
around.
pitching's young.
They had a
Pitch-
tough, we had a tough weekend. They went traveling, but
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, they play the number 4 team, right, in the state.
Yeah, you just head off a 3-game weekend. You're playing the number 4 team in state. They hung with them, and then they just kind of fell apart.
But what's exciting is they're playing really well. I think they beat Hudson, right?
Yep, beat Hudson twice.
So that's good. So they're right up there in the top of the conference, right?
Yeah. Yep, I think we'd have to sweep Chip this week to get on top of the conference.
Oh,
Yeah, but they're right there. I mean, that's a fun thing. You lose all those seniors last year, including the pitching, right? Your top pitcher, one of the top pitchers in the conference, and now you're turning over your pitching staff to a young. You still got Swanapu, but you also got 2 freshmen that are pitching, Kendall Furman and Lauren Raleigh, and that's huge.
Yeah,
and I think what we're starting to see is the pitching is strong. And now you just got to fill in, a few holes here and there, but they're having a good season. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I just looked it up quick because I knew Gracie was telling me. And sometimes, when you listen to your daughters, you
got to check it out.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's hearsay or factual. Yeah, if it's Scribner check.
Yeah,
So Max Preps has them. They're 11-5 overall, 8-2 in the conference.
Oh, so they're right there.
They're second in the conference. They have to sweep Chip because I think Chip is good.
Yeah,
so it'll be fun, right?
Yeah,
It should be a good game. Hopefully.
Well, you're in the spot you want to be in.
Yeah, you play Chip tough, and then I think softball. I'd have to look, if I'm not sure. Doesn't softball have? I think we're in the same division as Chip, and I think they only have 2 or 3. 2? I think we talked about this. I can't remember, but
but it'd just be nice. I just got to rip on the Big Rivers. You could update your
the Big Rivers website. They're redoing it. I heard you guys, so give them.
But
I don't give
redo it.
How can I go to Max Preps, which you can search any school all around and have their updated?
Yeah. So shout out to the softball girls. They're doing it's fun to watch. Flipping over to the baseball, they started out 13-0. They were rolling 2-game lead in the Big Rivers, and they had a rough 3 days in a row.
Yeah, that's what
So, they start this week tied for the conference lead with Hudson. 2 weeks ago, they faced off. They did knock off River Falls, which swept them. So that was good. And then they were expecting to have a good sweep this last week against Menominee. But the second game, everything was good until the top of the 7, and then they kind of fell apart. And they've just kind of leaked now here. That fall down into 2 other games. So they've lost 3 in a row, and they got a big week here starting tomorrow. They face Hudson. So, it's pretty simple. You got to sweep them to have a chance to win it outright. You got to at least split to stay even with them now. So, which, Nick Stalright and Aiden Eckert, they are just pitching well. So I think for the Tigers, they just got to lean on their aces and just get back to playing clean defensive baseball, and that's what they got them to 13-0. To be honest, they were really playing good in the field as well. Timely hitting, great pitching, and it's baseball, right? It's very seldom do you win every game, and as good as any, even if you're talking to MLB, college, the top teams, they fall and they lose games. You would be like, how did you do that? But that is baseball.
That is baseball.
But you got to bounce back now, and I think that's what the senior leadership they got to. I mean, this is the week, and it starts tomorrow at home against Hudson. So if you're out and about, go check that out at Citizens Field. It should be a great game against Hudson. So it should be 2 good pitching performances, I would expect.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Tigers just have to realize they're the same team they were 2 weeks ago, right? You're going to fall, like you said, it's baseball. And baseball is a very unique sport to begin with because it's one of the only sports you can fail 7 out of 10 times and go to the All-Star game. It's just a different mentality.
It's
just different. You can't hit 7 bad golf shots, and do okay.
No, you're gonna be done.
You can't go, 7 bad passes or 7 bad runs. It just is what it is. It's a different.
I just laugh because. Softball, baseball, kind of softball's a little bit faster, right, than baseball. But like our last podcast, one of the parents came up to me and said, "Well, I think it was after the Rice Lake game where Gracie had her home runs and we hit 5 home runs and we 10'd them, I think, after 5." And she's like, "Well, we got the bats going, didn't we?" Because I had even said, "Remember, we just need to get our bats going. Our pitching will be there." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then so you can start the season out. They're still 8-2 in the conference. Start the season slow. And you're still right there, right?
That's how you finish.
Yeah.
Get hot at the end.
Yeah.
But that's baseball and softball. You can.
Exactly.
It is crazy.
Like you say, not golf. Speaking of, you guys golfed around yet?
I have golfed one. Yeah.
No.
Two.
Yeah, I haven't gotten out yet.
Yeah, I'm going to go this Friday with old work friend. I guess.
You have friends?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean,
just
I
us.
got to do this with you two. It's the only way, whatever.
It's the only way you get friends.
Yep, true. All right, let's jump into some track. We're going to stop track and field. We'll start out stand bar relays were last week. I heard there was some records broken, the 4x1 by the New Richmond boys, 4x2. There's some fast kids in this town.
It was fun to watch.
Were you there?
I was up there with Brinkman.
Were you?
Yep.
Oh, I saw the
And,
picture you
it's cool.
posted. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. We got some kids that are just, I just go back 3-4 years ago, whatever it was, with Ethan Tuberville and Trandall. Like, how are you ever going to repeat this? And now it just seems like it's turning one after another. I know the 4x1, you had Braden Yeski, you had Dragon Tim, Joe Hepner, and Tavius Brandt. I'm like, Tavius Brandt coming off, a second knee surgery in like 3 years.
Yeah,
What,
that's
6-7
amazing.
months removed from it, and he's flying. I mean, it's
Yeah.
nuts what they're running. And, I'm looking at just one meet. I know Ben Hepner, the freshman's ran under 50 already for the 400 first time outside. He broke the school record of a 49 something.
That's incredible.
I did hear, now I haven't seen Tragan run a clean 100. I heard I think his best time is about 11.2, and he wasn't very happy with that. So, but it sounds like on the relay side of things, he's coming around. Some of it is just, you got to find you just got to get back into your groove, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he
There's
will.
a rhythm, right?
Yeah.
When you're out of it, just like a slump in baseball or
Right.
Gibby's golf shot. I mean, you just got to get through it.
You got to just push through it.
Oh, wait, that's my golf shot. Sorry.
But what I think is fun is you got Ben Hepner running low 11s, you got Whittick running low 11, you got Levi Jansen, Joe Hepner, Braden Yeski, and Tavian all running 11.5s at one of the meets that I just have open up. I mean, we have some fast guys.
And we're only going to get faster. I mean, they've got that shred mill, I think they
Yeah.
call it, the shred mill. I know that's going to help. I actually used one way back 25 or more, 30 some years ago.
Yeah, but
31 years
Did you
ago.
shred it?
It helped. It
We're gonna
dropped my
shred
40.
you.
It dropped my 40 like a tenth. It was unbelievable. In a summer, it was unbelievable. I mean,
But that must have been like,
that was over in Stillwater. It's called Acceleration Minnesota.
I
I
was
don't even
just-
know if it
It went from
exists anymore.
5.4 to 5.3.
yeah, I was just wondering if that was like wooden, made out of a wooden wheel or something.
Jeez, right.
I don't know.
But anywho, no, these kids they got a great opportunity up there at the high school.
Yeah,
They're doing a
and
great
then
job.
we can't forget about the ladies too.
Oh, for sure.
I know Miley Covey has won a fair amount of the meets for the 100, the 200, and the 400. That relay team's been running very fast too. There's quite a few different ladies at multiple different disciplines doing really well, and it's
Yeah.
just fun. And that's the thing, right? It's not just we think about the speed, the size, and we think about always talking about football guys or guys that have played football or just the tracksters that are just amazing fast. And we can't forget about the Lady Tigers because I'm telling you, there are some fast ones.
Yeah, they're awesome.
But, man, I will say this. So, Ava had our dance recital. So, Friday I was
Yeah,
just setting up
yeah,
some.
there was this weekend.
Yeah, I was setting up some video equipment and stuff. And I even talked with Junker today because I had a meeting with him, and it was how many schools showed up for the stand bar this year and the amount of people that were at New Richmond to watch that. I told him it was almost like a pre-COVID stand bar again.
Oh, sure.
I think it kind of fell off just a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe some bad weather, but I mean, you couldn't ask for a more
It
beautiful
was
day.
perfect that day.
There was, what do you say, 16 schools?
16.
16, I think.
And I think every parent came.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
No, it was
that
great.
parking lot was packed.
I was parked in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, like
which
way
is fun.
back in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, I mean, but there was cars so that it was packed. The football parking lot, I call it.
Yeah.
Hillside had cars at it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was just everywhere. It was
Yeah.
just I enjoy seeing that kind of stuff.
It's awesome.
Just the participation,
Yeah,
and
the
the support. Yeah, for track especially, right? Because
Yeah.
so it was fun to see that. And when I walked out one time, all I heard was Andy Brinkman saying, "And a new stand bar and school record." You know,
Yeah.
and New Richmond had gotten it, so it was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's been fun, and I just got to touch on this. I was at a basketball little AAU thing yesterday for my daughter's team, Collins's, and talking to this guy. His daughter plays on the team too. She's a sixth grader. She runs about a 13,600.
Wow.
Really?
So just looking at one of them, and you got one of the fastest ladies around here, Lucy Esperer out of Amory, running a
Yeah, she
12.39.
is fast.
And that meet, I think she's running a high 13. She'd have been 4th or 5th as a sixth grader.
Wow.
Where is she from?
I believe, is it Egan?
Okay. Wow.
Her 400 time last year, she was 54th fastest in the nation out of 93 that made it to nationals or something. She was
At that
disappointing.
age group?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think she broke a minute.
Wow.
I mean, that's just crazy, right? I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. All right, but track. And the thing about track is it's crazy, right? You got conference next Monday, so a week from today is conference. So it's already coming up. It's kind of crazy that
we're mid-May. I mean, softball, they have 2 weeks. They have this week and next week left. I mean,
This
graduation,
weather is amazing,
graduation's in 2 weeks. I mean, we're
next week,
kicking in.
man.
Gibby's going to be crying like a baby.
Oh, I will. It won't be good. It'll be good, but you know what I mean.
I pulled up soccer.
I'm going to get some tissues.
Girls soccer. Gives them an update on those guys or those gals. 6-5 overall, according to Max Preps. 3-2 in the conference, so they're sitting at 4th. So right in the middle of our conference.
Okay. Yeah, they've had some.
I think that I haven't heard a lot, but I'm guessing Max Preps is pretty updated.
Yeah, I would think so too. But I thought there was some injuries or something going on.
Oh,
too,
is there?
I
there
thought,
could be. I haven't been following it like.
I think for us, I was expecting this team. They had a really good season last year. Lost a few seniors, but I know you had Mara coming back, Sienna. You had the goalie come back. But I did think they lost some key parts that there was but there was rebuilding. They're young.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a lot of younger kids playing. So, I think for those, it's just how can you get better and peak at the right time, right?
Yeah.
Because, soccer's, it's kind of like a hockey thing, right? If you got a hot goalie or you just get into that rhythm, and you can go a long ways. That's just kind of how it is, right? And so, to the soccer girls, but they also have quite a few. I think there was 2 or 3 games canceled too. So
yeah, they had a stretch like baseball where they played like 3 or 4 games in a week. They weren't happy about it, but it's like one of those. It's spring sports.
Yeah.
Like I read it was a Facebook post, but it was very nicely done by the school that we moved from 10, 12 years ago. The athletic director just said, "Hey, listen, athletic directors for every school are doing the best they can." Like he must have been getting some flack, so he just wanted to nicely put out there. He said between softball and baseball alone, this is a school that has about 45 to 50 kids in a class, maybe a little bit more because they merge, but softball and baseball alone, they've had over 20 changes per sport.
I believe it.
Yeah,
it spring's a mess.
So he's like, we're doing the best we can. If it's, field trips and, he's like sports and everything.
Graduation.
Else.
It gets nuts.
He's like, seriously, we're doing the best we can. And he's like, and his main comment was, and we're doing it and we're looking out for the kids to make sure that they don't miss as much school, or that's all what their purpose is.
I think this time of the year for spring sports, it's tough. One, if you can't get your meet in, it's probably rain.
When you get the blues, come on, get a rhythm.
You can't get it. I love one of my favorite songs, by the way.
Yeah.
I think part of it is, you just can't. What do you do? Because if your game is canceled, if it's baseball, you probably got to go inside then.
Yeah.
Depending, unless it's not raining, the field's just wet, but you're just limited, and then you're moving around, you're battling. It's just tough up here, and everybody says, "Well, go to spring or summer baseball," but I do like the spring. Just get it done. So when school is done, it's done. You got Legion, you got other things, but I don't know. That's just me. Tennis. Does anybody got anything on the tennis? I have not heard all the tennis.
I have not heard.
And that's when I'll have to talk to RJ. I believe he's doing tennis again this year.
Speaking of, let's just kind of pivot just a little bit off tennis because we haven't talked a whole lot or we don't know a whole lot about it. RJ's going to college to play tennis.
Yeah, I haven't spoke to him about it. I saw that. Tiffin University.
I didn't realize he's that good of a tennis player.
Oh, he loves it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll have to ask him.
He's just
about
athletic at whatever he does. So
Yeah.
good for him.
He's
That's
good
awesome.
Well,
Good for him.
you're a model. Look at you, the way you.
I know.
Oof.
You're dumb.
Why does he always say that?
Wow.
And then last week I touched on his golf. Again, another one I haven't heard much of. Last year I felt like I heard a lot about the golf, but I don't even know where you go find the results or nothing. I haven't seen
some of to our defense. People are like, well, how can you not prep yourself for these things? There's not a ton of information. They're not wonderful at every. Like you just looked at that BRC website.
Yeah,
it was
it's not even updated. It's
awful.
like.
Yeah, we do the best we can with what we have, right? And I'm looking at Max Preps. I don't see tennis on here.
Right.
Yeah, this thing.
So
I don't even see results. I don't even know where, and
a lot of it is so individual with tennis and golf. Like it's not a team sport, so it's hard to update. Like softball, baseball, you look those up. You got they're 16-5 or whatever they are.
Yeah.
It's so individual and like you say, the Big Rivers website is
garbage.
I heard they're redoing it, but I don't think they could redo it well.
Well, I just hope they eventually get to it because it'd be nice to be able to go to something. I normally use Wii Sports. That's kind of my go-to.
Yeah,
you're using Max Preps, and everybody's like, we can get results there. No, one thing about the Tiger, I mean, I normally can find the track stuff pretty easy on the New Richmond Tiger, just, because I have the link to the live stuff, so that's what I always go to. But it's just, it's hard on the other stuff, just obviously baseball and softball, I know with Bennett playing and the neighbor in softball, so it's a little easier, but it is crazy. We're in May, just flying through the spring sports, all the kids' sports are coming, and then it's graduation, and yeah, I mean, we got we
6
both
days
have
left or something like that
we both got a kid graduating, and we'll be leaning on Moose, understand how to handle it. Yeah, he practiced.
He's had a dozen go through so far. So
I think that's what it's up to, right? Is a dozen?
Yeah.
That's why I'm just such in a good mood, you guys, because every year I feel like I get rid of another kid. It's great.
You're on an off year now, though. So
Yeah, I got a couple of years off, and then I get you know how hard it is because you have a girl graduating, right? I mean, you got Bennett,
He'll be fine.
Yeah, Bennett's fine, right? Boys have a bit different mentality, but
right.
I have 2 girls that are graduating in one shot. That's going to be the tissues will be coming out probably for that one.
Oh, his baby girls.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Well, what else you got? I mean, I got one other thing. Like I've been doing some AAU. Oh, go ahead.
Just going to give a little plug for our sponsors. This weekend was gorgeous. Obviously, Mother's Day.
Cedar
but they
Lake.
had the bus races.
Yes.
And what a perfect night for the bus races.
Did you go to it? I had a couple sons
I
there.
did not. I did not
My
go to the races.
Thor and Mac went.
So, yeah,
loved
my
it.
daughter went, and she said it was unbelievable the amount of people that were out there.
So Mac worked till 7. Thor picked him up, and then they went out there. And I talked to him, and they're like, we had to stand.
Yeah.
And Thor goes every weekend. If everybody doesn't know Thor Strand, he loves the races.
Yeah, that's great.
In his world as an adult now, he works, and his entertainment is
Saturday night.
Saturday
races.
night is just the races are set, and that's what his budget is for. Like that's what and it's
perfect.
It's awesome. Just no different than like if I'm going golfing every week or you're going.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so I was talking to him, and he always goes to the back stretch. That's where he likes to be. And he said, standing room only, literally. All the bleachers down to the fence were full. The bleachers to the back were full. Front stretch was full. And I'm like, wow.
Well, and I'll say this, and this is true because my mom's side of the family is a big racing family. So I've gone to the races since I've been a young kid. But if you've never gone to the races, like, you just go check it out.
Oh.
Just one night, go out there. If it's a nice Saturday night,
it's
go
fun.
out there. I think you will surprise yourself how much fun you will have watching the races. I mean, it's just a bunch of left turns, right? No, but yes,
well,
okay, it is.
I'm getting goosebumps because
but the thing is, like the excitement and you can feel the energy from the cars when they go by. It just rumbles your whole body, you know. And it's a beautiful night. They got really good refreshment stands out there, and they've got good food out there. So heck, if you're looking for something to do on a Saturday,
it's good entertainment.
And I always tell you,
it's
check the
great
schedule. Like if you're gonna do it. Obviously, on different nights, it's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, like the World of Outlaws or some of
sprints
these
and stuff,
sprint
yeah.
cars
come in.
and
So
stuff.
like, just check what's out there. But if you like it on a normal night, it's not too expensive.
No.
And if you like it on a normal night, like I'm getting goosebumps because there's nothing better than a 410 sprint running by you.
Yeah.
And it's just straight coming out of a header, and it's just and it's like it shakes the ground a little bit.
It's
and when
awesome.
they, oh my
He's
gosh.
getting into it. He's starting to sweat. I can see because he doesn't have any shirt on.
Well, I was just 410 header. I was like, Jesus. What are we talking about?
Scribner hasn't got a 410 header in a while.
Oh, my words. The old moose muscles are coming out. Yeah, that's where you lose a little
Feeling
bit.
confident today.
Yes, you are. Next, you'll be in without a shirt on.
Nobody wants to see that.
Well, knowing you'd wear like a little crop top. That'd be about you.
Yeah,
But anyways, so head out to the races. They are Cedar Lake Speedway. It's outstanding. It's
good fun.
It's
It's a
awesome.
lot of fun.
Great fun.
Yeah.
Great fun. Got to do it. Put it on your bucket list.
I totally agree. I was going to kind of bring that up too. Obviously, one of our sponsors, but just Bennett was out there working, said it was crazy, so it's cool. It's cool.
It's awesome.
Yep.
All right, well, that's probably a wrap. We don't want to go too long, but
we've been on here for over half an hour.
But we got more stuff coming up, and we are committed to getting Troy Cran in there. It's just he's got a schedule that doesn't work with ours because they're in off season lifting, which is kind of crazy. But then you wonder why we win all the time. We
got 4 adults with 4 busy schedules.
Yeah.
Trying to put it all together.
But we're gonna figure it out.
Having 3 adults with busy schedules is bad
Figure
enough.
it out.
Well, having 2 out of 3.
Because Gibby ain't
One
doing
student.
squat. Yeah, we know that.
I don't know why he gets ripped on considering what you're wearing, but I do agree you kind of are the kid.
Yeah.
Well, the only one that's golfed a couple rounds.
Well, because he's working. No, but that's part of his job sometimes. I totally agree. But that time I called you, you weren't even on work hours. It was later in the day.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
But then we got JLS insurance here.
Right.
I mean, I got here at 4:00 and he was sitting in his car taking a nap.
Are you golfing Monday? Because there's that
Chamber.
chamber.
No, I didn't get asked this year.
Really?
I'm not either. If you're thinking, because that's where we did it last year, and I already asked. Nope. So.
Because did you golf with the chamber with me last year?
Yeah, and Lindsay.
Oh, yeah, because it was for...
Yep, the Pearl.
Yeah, you asked me last minute.
Yep. So.
Yeah, I mean...
What, you need somebody?
No, I'm not golfing.
All right, that's a wrap. We'll be back hopefully sooner than later with a few guests. Definitely, like I said, Mr. Cran, because, Darth Gibby called him out. All right, that's a wrap. I'm Scrib.
And I'm Gib. And
we got Moose. Muscles.
Muscles. Let him go.